Hi there, this is Nicole Spohr and welcome back to my channel. Today I have 10 cards for you using the Santa and Friends Spellbinders card kit. This is an exclusive for the holiday season 2020. Great to use maybe with kids if you want to, grandkids, nieces, nephews, your own kids, or you can do them on your own like I did here, and I'm going to dress mine up with some easy foiled backgrounds. You guys know that when I'm using pre-mades, one of my favorite things to do is to dress them up a little bit, so I'm going to share some tips and tricks, and of course we're going to do some foiling, and we're going to use the new quick trimmer to trim down our foil for our cards today. These are so great because the legs move. So we've got Dancin' Santa, a Dancin' Elf, and a Dancin' Reindeer. Kind of based on the dies from the October card kit of the month that was called Dancin' Santa. These are all pre-mades though. I'm going to take you really quickly with what you get from the kit because you actually get everything you need to put together the cards. I'm just using a few extras. You get 10 white card bases, and they're smooth card bases. They don't have texture like some of the card kits from Spellbinders do. An instruction sheet, 10 envelopes, foam adhesive squares, the silver little jewels, a tape runner, and then all of these great die cuts. I'm going to quickly kind of show you, this is really much like when I get the card kit of the month and I share with you how I divide it all up and out. The only difference today is we're going to pretty much use everything from the kit. So I'm just kind of grouping everything into piles, putting all of the Santa pieces together, putting all of the elf pieces together, all of the reindeer pieces, all the little stars, all the thought bubbles, the greeting banners, just all of the things. We're going to kind of sort it all out and then put it all together. One of the things I really love about all these pre-made die cuts is the detail on them. There's no white outline, so the color goes clear to the edge of the die, and except for the banners, I guess. And the detail on these is incredible. I mean, just look at all the cute little pieces. I mean, they almost look like a die cut that you've assembled. It just eliminates that step. I was able to create these 10 cards, I would say only because I added the foiling. I set a timer because I know you guys always like to know how long it takes me to actually just assemble these pieces here. Add the jewels, add the stars. It took me a little less than an hour for 10 cards. So if you don't want to add anything extra, it would save you even more time. With the foiling, it probably took me anywhere from 2 to 2.5 hours, and that's just the, waiting on the Glimmer machine to heat up and trimming the foil and foiling all those backgrounds. Now this is the quick trimmer. This was released on November 3rd, 2020. This is a fantastic addition. It comes with an instruction sheet. I just briefly showed that. This video doesn't completely focus on the quick trimmer. If you want me to do a video on the quick trimmer and show you kind of all the things a little bit more in slow motion, please drop me a note and let me know. It comes with a self-healing mat, the guide, a paper trimmer blade, and a foil blade. I'm of course going to use the foil blade today. The little guide actually has some nice little lines in it, so you're very easily able to cut strips. Maybe you want to foil a whole bunch of sentiment strips. I didn't today because I really did try to keep these fairly quick and easy, just with some simple foiling to dress them up a bit. But if you want to kind of forego maybe some of the pre-mades and do some die cut sentiments, because there are some awesome ones in the Spellbinders collection, some foiled sentiment strips, you can do all those things here. What is so awesome is foil has traditionally been something that's a little tricky to trim down. Or to get a nice straight line, or maybe you wanted a certain size so that it's a lot easier to place on your cardstock before you foil. Well, this really helps with that because you can line it up super easy. You can see here I'm making my sandwich. This is one of my all-time favorite foils that I'm using here for the first few backgrounds. It's the Opal Foil, which really kind of just creates a tone-on-tone effect that you don't really notice until you kind of tip it into the sun. So it's a really, really light foiled background. We're going to do some more bold ones as well. We're going to grab our Glimmer machine, but that quick trimmer does make being able to trim down your paper really easy and get those nice straight lines. So here is the foiling of that opal using the Snowflake Sparkle Background Glimmer Plate. This was a new Glimmer plate for the holiday season here in 2020 from the Sparking Christmas collection from Spellbinders. I've got some red foil now. We're going to foil this other Glimmer plate. Now this one I've had and I just hadn't had a chance to use it. We're going to use not only the rectangles but the ovals, and these are called the Christmas Essential Glimmer Rectangles and Essential Glimmer Ovals. And what's awesome is you actually get, I believe, 3 dies in each. I'm using the largest for both my ovals and rectangles. I'm not sure that I used the ovals on camera because it's the same technique. I'm just trimming down again, taking that blade, kind of holding down my guide with one hand and using my other to trim up that foil. But we're using the largest foil Glimmer plate from each, and it says Merry Christmas and has a little decorative border. I love these. If you want a really easy way to frame up anything, whether it be maybe die cuts or stamping or these pre-mades like I'm sharing today, this is phenomenal. Now I'm almost always going to tape my foil plates and foil in place because I don't want it to shift, and I'm always afraid of it shifting. I've had it happen too many times, but I went ahead and foiled that, and I am going to have a little over foiling, probably because I put a cardstock shim in my sandwich to help foil it nice. Probably don't need it for this one, but it's fairly easy to fix with a sand eraser, which I'm using here. You're going to notice I'm just kind of removing that excess over foiling anywhere that it doesn't look great, just very, very gently. You don't want to erase on the foiling itself, so I don't want to dig into it. I'm using kind of a flat edge of my eraser because if you dig into it, it will kind of erase the actual foiling. We're just very gently going around and removing that over foiling. Now, I don't think that my background foiled super straight, which is actually okay. I started with a 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch panel, and I'm going to die cut it with an Essential Rectangles etched die. If you've been around for a while and watched any videos that I've used Spellbinders products in, you probably already know I love that. This is the Glimmer gift border from Yana's Christmas Essentials. It is, or Christmas Foiled Basics. I'm sorry, I want to say the right thing. And I foiled the border twice to fill the background with a silver matte foil, and it is so super pretty. In fact, I kind of wish I'd done a few more of those backgrounds with the presents, because after I did it, I thought it turned out really nice. But I did all of my backgrounds first. You can see I have a whole stack here. I foiled everything on some Simon Says Stamp Fog Gray cardstock. This is a super light gray cardstock. It's going to add just a tiny touch of color to my cards so my backgrounds aren't pure white. I wanted to have something, but I didn't want it to overpower the beauty of these pre-made die cuts. Let's go ahead and assemble one, shall we? That way you can see how easy it is. I will do a few on camera, but I am not going to do all of them because it's a lot of repetition. I'm going to place a little foam square in that cutout in the leg portion of the image, whether it's Santa, an elf, or a reindeer. Then you want to put foam adhesive just kind of out to the sides and up top on the top portion because you want to be able to let the legs swing free. I'm using a combination of the foam squares included in the kit, which is the small ones, and then I have large ones. I have lots of these because they're my favorite foam adhesive. So I'm using some big ones up above. We're going to remove the backing paper, line up the body kind of in the center of this snowflake foiled background, and then look at the legs swing free. That is what we want to see here. So stinking cute. Now I think I added his leg, or that greeting, that holiday greeting here, but I'm actually going to remove it. Oh, maybe I didn't on this one. I didn't. So we're going to add the thought bubble with foam adhesive. We're going to add a Merry Christmas banner down below. And then I did add a little pom-pom to his hat. That's one of those little extra things. I have a whole bunch of little red or white pom-poms in my craft stash and left over from projects from a couple of years ago, I believe. And so I thought it would be fun to adorn his hat with a little pom-pom. Any additional embellishing we're going to come back and do after we've done all of our cards. So that's kind of the basics of how we put this together. You can see we've got an assortment of banners. We have an assortment of thought bubbles, and we just want to add it all kind of to the cards. I will go ahead and pretty much lay out the rest of my designs so that I hopefully don't get any repetition, because I noticed as I was laying out a few things, there is a Merry Christmas banner and then a Merry Christmas thought bubble in blue. And I tried to add 2 of them to a card, and that's really, I don't want that repetition. In fact, here it is. So I'm going to kind of move that around. Anytime I'm using a tape runner in this video, it's a little orange Fun Stampers Journey tape runner. It is included in the kit. You truly get everything you need for under 15 bucks in this kit. So it's a fantastic value, in my opinion, to make 10 cards for under $15. When you get all the adhesive that you need, you get all of the embellishments you need, you get all these die cuts, you even get the little silver gems. The only things I added to this, and that was just to show you the possibilities, is glimmer plates and cardstock. You don't even have to add additional cardstock if you don't want to. You can put them all on white. There are some fantastic samples on the Spellbinders website that show basically using the kit as is and not adding any of those extra things. And you just don't even need it if you don't want to, which I think is so great. This would be a great activity for kids. I know we all have maybe a lot of kids at home anyway, and as we get closer to the holiday season, they might need activities to do. I know my niece and nephew would probably really enjoy doing something like this. They're elementary school age, and I think this would be a fantastic project for an afternoon for kiddos. You could even make these into tags, which I think would be super, super cute, because the moving legs would be really fun. So in this kit, you are going to get 3 reindeer, 3 elves, and 3 Santas that have moving legs. Then you're going to get a Santa, elf, and reindeer that are just the solid piece. They don't have the moving parts. I'm going to show you combining one that moves with one that doesn't, and then I'm going to just put 2 on a card that don't have moving parts on one of them as well. So you can really kind of see the possibilities here for mixing and matching. And again, maybe you want to grab a fun tag die and make a tag and make these into tags. I think that would be awesome. I kind of wish I had another kit to do that with, just because I think they make really, really fun tags. So you're starting to kind of see they definitely all have a theme. These could even be boxed up and given as a gift. I think that would be a cute idea as well. And I'm just kind of speeding through assembly of all of these fun designs. And you can see how the foiling adds just a little something, yet doesn't overpower the design. I would say that the only couple of cards that the foiling is super prominent are probably the red and the green snowflake sparkle backgrounds. And even at that, I still really like them. They just add, they look like they've a lot more like they've been foiled. The rest of the foiling is pretty subtle. It's either an oval frame, a rectangle frame, that subtle present background because I used matte silver, or it's going to be opal with the snowflakes, things like that. Foil colors I used opal, as I mentioned, matte silver, red, and green, and all of these will be linked down below the video here, as well as over on my blog. So if you want to pick up some more colors of foil, and maybe you don't have these colors, especially that opal, it's definitely my favorite, definitely check that out, or maybe even the glimmer plates, because you can see how easy they are to use. So if you like this style of card and you either have the card kit of the month from October, which again was called Dancin' Santa, you can make a bunch of Santas just like this. If you want to see maybe some Santa die cut tags that have that Dancin' Santa legs, please drop me a note in the comments and let me know, and I'll see what I can do here for the holiday season, because I really do think the interactive little legs there make for a fun gift tag, as well as these cards. We're going to go ahead and assemble the rest of these. Foam adhesive, one of my very favorite ways to dress up a pre-made. The other things that we're using today, so I mentioned the little pom-pom that we're using for Santa's hat, and I do think I probably did that on all of my Santas, all 4. Then I do have red pom-poms, and I did add one to the nose of one of the reindeer, and I think it's really fun. I like it. Keep in mind, pom-poms are going to add a little dimension to that card. So if you don't want to add as much, you could always put a different, like maybe some Nouveau crystal drops as opposed to the pom-poms, or I'm going to use Hero Arts crystal lacquer on the rest of Rudolph's noses, just to give it a little bit of dimension and gloss. You could also add some sparkle to the candy canes, the present, maybe the belt buckle on Santa. Add white highlights to eyes if you want to. I did not today. I did try to kind of keep them a little bit more on the simple side. But those are just a few little things you could do. Even like the stripes on the elves' legs or cheeks, anything like that. You could always add some crystal lacquer or glossy accents too. So I have the basics of all of my cards put together. We're going to embellish, and that's going to be that little stack of stars and these silver little gemstones. Again, all included in the kit for under $15. So you can dress them up so easily. You don't even have to grab any extra embellishments from your stash. You can simply take this kit out and put a whole bunch of cards together, and you instantly have 10 cards. So cool. I love that, as we're reaching that time of the year where our time is going to be even more limited than it probably normally is with trying to do all the things. And I think that 10 cards that look super cute but didn't take you days to create is always a good thing. I'm going to add just a few more, or do a few more here on camera. I don't think I quite used all the stars. I think I almost did. I don't even think I added them to every one of the card designs. I did not. So it really just depended on what I thought, especially maybe if the background was busier or if the area was pretty filled with critters, like the card up above there on the left that has Santa and a reindeer. There's quite a lot on that card already, so I didn't worry about it. Another idea with the little silver gems is to add them as on the buttons of the elf costume. That's a really fun look as well. Okay, we've added all of our embellishments. Now the next step of our assembly line style is to take that tape runner included in the kit, and let's adhere all of our panels to the card bases included. So not only card bases, but remember you get the envelope too. So fantastic. I can't stress enough that I think this is such a great value and such a fun activity for family, or maybe just a get-together night. I think it would be fun to see what different things you could do to dress these up, because I think there's some really fun things you can do. Most of my panels are A2 sized, meaning 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches. So if they are the snowflake background, they're going to be big. If they're the presents or the frames, either rectangle or oval, I did die cut those with an essential etched rectangle frame. So it's going to be approximately 4 by 5 1/4, leaving a nice little white border all the way around. We'll add the rest of these, and then I will just kind of show you all 10 finished cards. And I hope you guys have enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed putting it together for you. And hopefully it gave you some ideas for maybe using some pre-made dies you have at home already, or maybe you have some other kits, or you're going to be getting this month's card kit of the month. My video with that will be coming a little bit later, so do stay tuned for that if you enjoy those card kit of the month videos. But I hope it gave you some fun ideas, and maybe even some ideas for how to dress up backgrounds using some foiling techniques. So we got our cards, and then I will just show you all 10 finished designs really quick. So here are the 10 cards using the Santa and Friends Quick and Easy card kit. Those little dancing legs there on the critters are just so much fun. I did notice that a little silver gem was impeding the movement of that reindeer's leg, so I did remove it while I was showing you this little recap. So maybe keep that in mind, that anything down below you don't want to be in the way of the swinging legs. Thank you guys so much for joining me today for this video featuring 10 cards using the Santa and Friends Quick and Easy card kit. The supplies I use to create my cards are listed and linked below the video here on YouTube. Here is another video featuring Spellbinders club kits that you might be interested in. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss a new card making video. Also, please make sure and let me know what kind of videos you'd like to see in the future in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I am so glad you're here, and we'll catch you next time.